Alright, well, I got kind of a quicker and easier one for you guys today. I'm going to go over the WiseEye DC2 or DataCam 2, however you want to go over it. I've been running WiseEye cameras for a year and a half, 2 years now. I had an original DataCam, and then I bought a DC2 last season and really love them. So this is about the only camera we buy at this point for cell cameras. So I figured it'd be a great time to kind of go through some of the features of especially this one, since this is their higher end camera, and what you have to do to set it up, along with I'm going to go set it out somewhere in the next day or two, maybe today. We'll see whenever I cut the video to that. So let's crack into it here quick. Packaging, pretty standard. I wouldn't say packaging matters much to me as long as it's not going to break anything by the time it gets to me. So typical, comes with a user manual inside there, comes with a typical strap if you like to use those. So here's the main camera itself. It's got dual antennas here, and then this is in their custom camo pattern. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but it is custom to them. So it's got two antennas. This one is a 20 megapixel camera, so it gives really high-res photos. I'll put a few in here for you to see when I get in closer here. So this one does have the internal screen, which is super nice. If you can, I would always spend extra money to get an internal screen just so you can see where your camera's angled, and then just a basic arrow key and all that stuff. And then battery tray is right down here. It takes 12 AA batteries. You can use lithium or normal, whatever kind of floats your boat. We typically use just decent Energizer batteries, and then if it's in a spot that we know gets a lot more activity, we'll either hook up a 12-volt external battery or a solar panel. So, oh, and this one does come with a 32 gigabyte internal SD card, so you don't need one in theory, unless you want to keep a lot of photos, which some people like. For a cell camera especially, I don't really care if I am keeping all the photos on an SD card, because I'm getting them sent to my phone and I save them anyways. So okay, let's put batteries in this sucker and then get to the more, I'm not going to call it complicated part, but of the setup process, it would be the most complicated, because figuring out any new app is always a little tricky if you ask me. Every cell camera seems to do things a little differently. All 12 are good there. Put it back in there. It clicks in. I'm going to peel this off now, just because it's kind of a little bit in the way in my opinion. So, okay, then you go click on setup. So this is where things get a little different. I come back up here quick. So hopefully it's, my screen's too small, I can't tell. I assume it's focusing here. So they provide a QR code and then instructions to add to the Hunt Control app. Using that, then they just kind of say go into setup. Takes up to 8, allow up to 8 minutes for signal. I have never had one of these cameras take longer than probably a minute to search for signal. So I mean, it might take up to that long, but I highly doubt it, if I'm being honest. So we'll get these antennas on. These antennas are good. The antennas are fairly floppy, which, depending on how you look at things, is good or bad. I kind of like a stiffer antenna just because I want to look a certain way, and I don't like it when it falls or whatnot. But I have had birds land on these, and they just kind of fold right over, so they don't break super easy. If you're in like bear country or stuff like that, that might be a different story. But yeah, they're just kind of, these are a little floppier than my old ones, but honestly, like I said, not that big of a deal. So then get your phone out, scan the QR code, So then if you want it to be active, you have to go back to the WiseEye website and then choose what monthly plan you want. So I use the Weekend Warrior plan. I think that's the best all-around plan. Alright, so I got my camera added here. Took probably 3 minutes by the time I remembered my password and everything else. So I'm going to screen capture here and kind of overlay the audio. So camera mode, it has video, photo, or pic plus video. I like the pic plus video. That's just, or no, sorry, I like just the video, and then I like getting the thumbnail files because then it's just a photo of what it sees, and then you can request a video from in the app, and then that's all included. Like, you don't have to pay extra or anything like that, so that's really nice. Picture size, I typically go as high as it can, so they've updated so where you can actually have new picture sizes. I'm going to keep mine at 24 megabytes. 32 might be a little bit, but we'll see. Video resolution, I'm going to go 1080p. I always want the best video personally. Video length, now this they just updated. It used to be only 10 seconds, but now you can have 5 through 30 seconds. I'm going to keep mine at that 10 to 15 second range right now. Mainly because right now deer typically aren't running or moving as fast, but during the rut I might change that to 30 seconds because oftentimes there might be something, like if a doe runs by, it might just catch the doe, but then 15 seconds, 30 seconds later there might be a buck following her. So that's just something to keep in mind. Motion sensitivity, I like to keep mine a little bit lower just so I avoid any grass pictures. You can always change any of this stuff in the app at a later point, so don't stress. Like, if you put it way deep in the woods and you're getting all these grass photos, you can adjust the motion sensitivity, and if you have your camera on always available for this camera check-in, then you can basically send out updates immediately, and that will affect your battery life, so keep that in mind. Most of these cameras I like to keep always available because they're in spots I can easily get to and change batteries, or I have an external battery hooked up to them, so it doesn't really matter as much. And then I like to keep a 10-second delay in between my videos just to help keep everything data-wise under control, because sometimes on feeders it could be a little much. I will send that to my camera, and now my on here, oh, it's already done. I was going to say you can actually say it was syncing with the new updates, so now this is all good. One last thing I do like to do is put a password on here. So typically you go to system, and there's camera password, and then you turn that on, and then I type in my password. So yeah, you can do letters or whatever else you want. So, and yeah, I think that is basically the rundown of how to set these cameras up. I mean, it's really easy. This first time you do it, it's always going to be a little bit harder, but honestly, after a while it just gets easier and easier, so I would not be all too worried about it. Take the little screen protector off, shut it off, clamp it, and we're good to go. So I think we're going to go and turn my screen recording off. We're going to go check out a spot. I have a normal camera there right now, and if it's had good activity, we'll put this guy up. If not, I'm waiting for a good wind, and I'll go put it up at another property. So we will go take a little stroll and see if that camera's worth replacing with a WiseEye or not. Well, just got to the spot right here, and our camera here, that Browning right there, got flipped upside down after like day 3 of being out here. So we've missed the last 2.5, 3 weeks, which really freaking sucks. But on that first day, it seemed like there might have been a decent buck here, so I'm gonna make sure that gets tightened up real good and put the cell cam here, and I guess see what it says and go from there. So I'm gonna do a quick little time lapse here. It's hot, and yeah, then we'll get out of here. Searching. Get out here, finding. Alright, camera says it's good to go. Turn on, just back for now. I'll see if I can put something from climbing up there, so should be good to go. Alright, camera says it's good to go. Turn on. Let's just turn these back for now. Let's see if I can put, maybe deter something from climbing up there, so should be good to go. Oh, alrighty, just made it back to the truck. Like I mentioned in my last video, I don't know if you guys watched the TAC video or not, but I'm gonna be trying to do quite a few more uploads here. So this one will be out, and then the next one might be a bow breakdown or stuff like that. So I guess we'll see, but I'm trying to go for weekly uploads. So if you guys can like, subscribe, and turn on that notification button, helps me a lot, helps me grow. And I have my other socials and everything, partners, all that good stuff linked down below. So again, thanks for coming to watch, and I'll see you next time.